This is Maddie and JoJo, and this is Two Peas in a Podcast. I'm Maddie,
I'm JoJo. Hello,
and
world.
I feel that's brilliant. I love it. She owns the rights to that. I've said that a couple times,
I do.
and please mail her money. Send it to America. I already did this gag before.
Oh,
It's still funny though in my head. Yeah. Well, we're broadcasting. I'm here on the deep inside California, and
I'm in
and you're up in
Illinois.
another deep blue state.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got the most of the country covered there. All right.
Speaking,
So what do we talk about today?
well, speaking of the deep blue state, though, I guess during Bill Clinton's deposition, he
Easy for you to say.
he came out saying that the first time or how he found out about Epstein and the island was Pritzker, our governor. So
Pritzker, your governor. Yeah.
I'm
We
hoping.
can't be any good, right? Is Pritzker terrible?
Oh, he's awful. He's awful.
All right. So, oh man, my brain is so frazzled from the whole war thing in Iran, these one-day wars that we're having,
All right. All right. Well, let's
and
handle it. What's frazzling you?
okay, I'm just like everybody in charge is Group X, but all the good stuff's happening, and I'm just like, some good stuff. I don't know. I can't tell if it's good or if it's not good. I'm just like, ah, man.
Well,
I'm,
think of it this way. So we are attacking Iran right now, which really honestly needed to happen. Okay.
oh, I don't have any problem getting rid of Khomeini.
Okay. And how brilliant of a 5D chess move for Trump, once again, that he enlists the help of Israel to take down Iran, right? So we're
Well, they wanted to this entire
right.
time now. Oh, because
But
that's why you're saying that. Okay, got it.
okay, but
Yeah.
here's the 5D chess move he did. While everybody's over here being like, "Oh, Trump's bought and paid for by that side." Okay, but listen, here he is. He's enlisted that country to help him take down Iran and the bad people there. And then we are making Israel utilize their forces in this war. Do you see where I'm going with this? So by the time this war is done, Israel will have used all of their bombs, ammunition,
Mm,
forces, and
maybe.
and,
Yes. Well, I mean,
and
conventional stuff at least. Anyways.
hold on, and not only that, but we will have known where every person on that side is located. So when we're ready, because Q said Israel is saved for last. We're right there.
Yeah, that video that I forget who said Sherry or Tara sent it this morning.
Yeah.
Something about the Israel is America, so we're getting saved for last. Well, I mean, it basically is. Not Israel's America. I mean,
Right.
the land, the we the people are Israel, and that uh, the land of America is the land of the Bible.
Hey,
And then we've got conflicting views with like Madeline. Oh, I'm sorry. No, you finish your thought there. Sorry.
no, that's okay. Go ahead.
Oh well, I just also noticed through my travels that like Madeline from Leaving Babylon was saying that she doesn't believe that America is the land of the Bible. I forget why she was saying that. I think she thinks it's more in the East. I have a feeling that the land of America and the land of the East, China, Japan, whatever over there. I think I think it I think it's all the Bible land for some strange reason. I don't know how that's working, but plus, okay, I mean, there must be more to this Bible, right? We already kind of know that, right? Like they take your books out of the Bible and stuff, but then like what was the Vatican houses all these other parts of the Bible, like probably all the really really important parts. I have this like really strange feeling that the Pacific Ocean was closer, or like the sides were closer or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can't get my head around that. But there's this other weird thing. Okay, now I'm gonna really spurg out right here on this one because I was just thinking about it. And it's like, so they were, how like they were like in Hindi they talk about we're on the back of a giant turtle or no, or a giant elephant or something.
Yeah.
Might be a giant turtle. And then like the American Indians also say, "Hey, we're on the back of a giant turtle." I'm like, well,
That's so cool
okay,
you said that. I just watched the Never Ending Story last night.
but hold on, let me finish this. The trippiest thing is I'm thinking, okay, so what if we are in the crater on a much bigger spheroid, or even a flat plane? I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me. But like a super thousand, like 10,000 times larger than Earth's spheroid, sort of fits in with all this, like because the Earth seems flat, like when you start doing all the math, right?
Right.
But then there's also like huge giants on the Earth, and so like it could like it. I'm starting to wonder, like, in other words, is America actually a giant turtle, or was some sort of gigantic creature that was just a normal sized creature on a much bigger Earth, right? So it was normal back then, but now we're like these tiny people, and so that was a turtle, and then so I don't know, like maybe the China and all that area was also some sort of giant something or other, and all these continents are like floating around.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of being totally fixed, like we think they're just totally fixed to the floor. I mean, how could they not be? It doesn't make any sense. But uh, like where I'm thinking that the coastlines are closer together, that could be possible, or what do you call it, Pangea or whatever, if it's actually just sort of floating. But then anyway, these days we don't. The scientists, anyway, mainstream scientists tell us that we are moving, but at a very, very, very slow rate. Like whatever it is, like a quarter inch every however many years. I don't know. That was a tangent. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that one, but
No, I'm so you brought up living on a
it's
turtle
weird.
because literally I watched Never Ending Story last night, and do you remember that part where the
Did
turtle?
you watch that last night? No, I don't. I'm gonna have to go watch that
You
again.
have totally, yeah. He's on his journey to save the little girl, and yeah, he's on this like huge mound, and he's waiting for the next part of his journey
Oh,
to help.
okay. Keep going. Keep going.
And so he's sitting there, and all of a sudden, this mound just rises up from the earth, and it's this huge turtle. Yeah, yeah,
That's right. I do remember that now. I
yep.
do remember that now. That's weird that I remember that because I can't hardly remember any of that movie at all.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's so funny that I just watched that last night.
Up, synced up.
We are always. We're
Well, I don't even know how I even got to that point, but we were talking about Madeline. Oh, it's the lands of the Bible. So the lands of the Bible could have been closer, I guess.
oh sure.
I don't know. That's just a total supposition there. I don't know. That's conjecture.
Well, and
But
that rabbit hole that lines up Jerusalem with Chicago pretty much.
yeah. I, oh, right. Oh, what is it? Also, it's like the freaking eclipse or whatever. Goes through Nevaeh, which is heaven spelled backwards,
Yeah.
and I just can't keep up with all that crazy stuff. It's just like crazy. The other gnarly one is Athens. There's a Parthenon or whatever in Athens, right?
Mm-hmm.
In a place called Athens. And inside the Parthenon is a gigantic statue of what I think like a Atlantean would look like, and about the same size. And it's supposedly, oh gosh, I don't remember. It's oh god, my brain. Uh, well, it's a goddess, anyways, and she's in there. So
Mm.
you guys can go look that up. I mean, what? That's weird.
Do you ever watch?
Who built that? And it's built for giants. It's huge. I think it's an original that they just fixed up or something.
Do you ever watch Ancient Aliens?
No, just in the sky when they show up to me.
You know that
That's a
with like the
that's an alien joke, Joe.
You know that guy with the crazy hair that's always me.
Yes.
Yeah, alien.
He's the meme guy.
He's got a new season out though, and I actually was checking it out last night. You should check it out. Like literally, he's talking
What is
all of this.
what is it? Ancient Aliens, you
Yeah,
said?
it's Ancient Aliens, and I think it was on Prime TV or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, it's a new season, and he's actually hitting all of these rabbit holes that we're talking about, which was cool. So
Well, you know why? It's because they're like all true. I mean, like, well, not all true. They're mysteries, and mysteries deserve answers, right?
oh sure,
The unfortunate part is we only live so long, so we can't get to the bottom of like the world. I think that's my problem right now. I'm like, I want to save the world, but like if I try and tell people how to do it, it's off to the camps for me.
yeah, I know.
Not, I mean, I don't know, like, and not that I even have any really solutions, but I'm just here to point out like what's going wrong.
Right.
And this is another thing I came across. Well, not came across, but I thought it the other day, and I was just like, dude, all the laws and stuff in place were fine. Like like I've always said this too. Like these politicians, they like every single year they're passing new laws, passing new laws. Like, dude, it's oversaturation. It's like, dude, there are just laws, and then just that's fine. Just leave them. Everything's fine if you just go to the letter of the law. It's fine, but it's like, oh no, I'm offended, or like, oh, these small like groups are just like, I'm offended, and they're really just being used to politically move things around
Right.
for a much larger political movement, which is, you know, it's whoever's behind Group X or whatever.
Yep.
I don't know.
Gosh,
Yeah.
it's
It's anyway. I had to get my little side piece in there, didn't
have you
I?
noticed have you noticed
Oh,
that everybody's starting to talk more and more and more about Group X, by the way?
it can't be helped. So, this is what I was going to say. So you guys sometimes are like, "Wow, dude, you're way out there." Um, and I feel like I go through the way I do stuff is I go through like a certain rabbit hole, and I just like burn it to the core, and I'm trying to find out as much. Some stuff I don't, but the stuff that I'm really like I think is really important, I'll go in there, and then I get it all. I feed off all that information. I get it all, and I get it all in my brain here, and then I leave because I make a choice on like, is this viable? Like, could this be possible? And if I get to the point where I'm like, well, yeah, okay, good, okay, then I've kind of established that, and I just move on, and I'm like way out here on the wire, and just going back to like the Epstein list and all that, it's like, oh man, that's so like whatever 6 years ago, guys. Like, and
I know.
I'm like, we've already established that's all true, and yeah, and then there's also this constant level of trying to figure out what the heck is going on in the world, like geopolitically, and where are the flavors, of the day come, what are they?
Mm-hmm.
And like what you said, like talking about Group X more, I mean, it just has to be done because it's real. What are you going to do?
Every
So at some point, the truth comes out, and so truth has to be examined. No matter how much you like push it down and like recycle and kind of do the loop, because what happens is if you don't kind of face truth, then what does it do? You end up in like a loop, like in a time loop. You can't progress any further
Yep.
until you face this truth and go farther,
It,
right? Or whatever it is. I think that's the point I was trying to make there.
yeah, no
This is not,
point.
yeah, good. I was gonna say there's not much of a geopolitical show today.
Yeah. No, it's a great point though. And I think a lot of us anons out there are right where you are, where we have been through this for 6 years now. We kind of had to disassociate ourselves from it because it was so hard. I mean, this is hard information.
Yeah, I mean, you can only do so much, like thinking about somebody getting eaten or their face torn off. I mean, you
And
just go, okay, let me. like with the oh, sorry, go on, finish. I was just gonna say though, just quickly, like with what's his name's laptop, Wayner's laptop, uh, insurance, labeled insurance, his folder, and I was just like, I already know, I kind of have a pretty good idea what's in that folder.
Right.
We would love to see it, but at the same time, I would not love to see it. And then all those 9 policemen that did see it, like I think one is left alive, all committed suicide, died on a train track,
Yep.
hunting down to this day, whatever. It made him cry,
President.
broke hard men down.
Yep.
And then you look at the New York police force now, and it's just terrible police force. I wanted to use stronger words, but I'm not,
Mm-hmm.
because I might be in New York someday. It's just, um, yeah, but uh, yeah. Anyway, so I didn't mean to cut you off. What were we gonna say?
But no, I just think that's where we all are at right now, where we went through it 6 years ago. And a hard truth for us is when we went through it 6 years ago, nobody wanted to believe us at the time. Everybody thought we had lost our minds. We'd gone off the deep end. And so now, as that information is coming to the normies and they're coming to us with the information, and they're not getting, that that punch that they wanted from us. And it's because we've been sitting on it for 6 years. We tried to tell you this 6 years ago when we were high and mighty about it, ready to get off our ass and go change the world. And you guys mocked us and didn't believe us. And now you all
Well,
believe it. It's just a hard
yeah, I
truth.
mean, well, even the Q movement is guilty of like sort of, oh, just sit back and watch the show or whatever, like, which is not like, that's not, I don't like that, like, oh, it's just a movie. But at the same time, I think they're also trying to be like, don't get involved,
Well, I think
like to an extent, like, don't go out there and start shooting guns and crap like that. I
right.
get that too. But that would also be a great way of completely taking over everything, and like, and putting us into like a sleeper mode, sleep mode, and us not doing anything. And I would hate to be guilty of that.
Right. No, my
And so it's just a really like, it's just turmoil, and for people like us, you and me, Joe. I mean, and the rest of us, Tara and Sherry and Star, it's just like it's turmoil mode. And so a lot of us, I've turned off. Like I'll go just watch a cat video once in a while,
Oh, I know. We have to, yeah, refresh your timeline.
and then I'm also into crypto a lot too, but even that, it's like, God, you can't even get into a conspiracy without it coming all the way back around. Because what do we always say? One conspiracy is all conspiracies, right? One conspiracy is all conspiracies is one conspiracy. It's like the same thing. I was saying it backwards.
Well,
It's
uh,
the
my,
They're all of the same. All these rabbit holes are from rabbits. It's all connected.
hmm I firmly feel like my hopium level is at all-time high now. Like I'm watching, I'm seeing, and I feel like if the Q drops in everything, I mean the way they are perfectly lining up right now.
I'm allergic to opium. I can't
I
even
know
stand
you
it
are.
now.
I
It's
know.
like it's
I'll,
it's
I'll
like sunlight for a mind for
I will hold this flame for the both of us. But for a long time I lost my faith in all of this because I was just like I don't even want to follow it anymore. But now
uh,
I'm trying to come back in and I'm seeing everything for what it is. But real quick, off the subject, have you seen anything
hmm.
more about Savannah Guthrie's mom?
Yeah, she did die. They found her body, didn't they? I thought I saw that.
Okay, ever since you sent me that, I have not seen one thing on that. Now, mind you,
Oh yeah, don't
we
don't
started
talk about that
war,
shit anymore.
but I mean, you would have thought it held the head for what 2.5 weeks, and now all of a sudden, boom, gone.
Oh, we should have. God, that would be we could make so much money if we started an app. Should I even say this on air? If we started an app and it was like it broke all the all the data down for like these stories and how long they last and stuff like that, and you could bet on it or something.
I bet there's already an app for that. I bet there is.
But there are apps where you can just bet on
I
anything. But
bet
like if
you.
this is
I bet you.
specifically like conspiracy, like
Yeah.
you know, stories or whatever.
I bet you there's an app out there for that.
I mean, where how do you find it? Conspiracy just to find that.
No,
That's
no.
on Apple.
Normie mainstream, and that's XRP. We got normies over here in our area that are buying XRP right now, and I'm like, oh, huh.
I know, but then I just saw that they're like BlackRock and like
Yeah,
what's the other company, and they're like, oh yeah, we've been using it this whole time, and I'm like, oh,
nah.
are we supporting these bastards? Like, oh man, everything's coming up roses for the Group X right now, and I'm just like, oh, but it's also like, I'm okay, I guess. But then I see farther past that, like it's still like super problem with like subgroup, A2 committing like incredibly heinous crimes, like just three off the top right now. Woman drives through a crime scene and runs over the dead body because she was late for work.
Oh,
Another lady was just walking to her car from work and got stabbed like 20 times or something by subgroup A2. And then the other one was uh, she was at a stop, and I think she dragged the officer and ran, or she got mad. There was a hit and run, and she dragged someone. That's just like three today.
oh,
That's like it's incredible. My algorithm will just show me this stuff now. It's terrible. But nobody's doing anything about that, and I'm just like that gets back to my whole point earlier. It's just like, dude, the laws, like some of these people keep getting like they just get rotated through the system, like spit out because we don't want to, we don't want to be race car.
yeah.
We don't want to be a race car, but like what I was saying earlier, we just need to stick to the original laws. Just stick to the laws. And put these people away for the deserved time, for the time that they deserve.
Right.
Just the appropriate time. But the other thing is, you're never going to change this group. This group seems to be getting worse. So I don't know. I think that's a real subject.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing that needs to be addressed before the human collective can move on. Another one is eating meat. I hate to say that because I freaking love eating meat too.
I know.
I don't know how that's going to work, but we can't keep eating our animal neighbor friends.
Yeah.
I think animals are people.
Yeah.
They really are. And the other thing is, there seemed to have been a time when animals didn't eat other animals. You've ever heard of this?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And how is that going on? That must just be pure energy being fed into us.
Yeah.
And maybe this is the reason why some of these animals are so damn big that they're the size of a continent,
Mm-hmm.
something like that, oxygen and this like integrant force or whatever they call it, the orgone energy, the chi, the vril. We still have to do an episode on the vril, by the way.
Oh, yes.
So that's a whole set. Well, that's a whole set of 15 minutes right there. But where are we at for time right now?
We are at 26 minutes. Well, probably like 24 because.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because we kind of went long. Okay. Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about the war because or do you want to save that for more of a current events one on the next
Oh,
one, or how many can we do today?
maybe one more after this. I'll have time for.
Okay, very good. Well, okay, so on the end of this one, why don't we do the current events on the other one, and then.
Okay.
So here, I've just been spending a lot of time trying to get away from stuff, researching cryptids. That's kind of my side gig.
Mm-hmm.
That's my side hustle. And I just sent you one today on Telegram, and Telegram is great, by the way, because you can just push on that and just watch a YouTube video
Yeah.
with all the same functions, and you don't have to like listen to commercials.
Yep.
It's incredible.
I love it.
But so I was listening to this one, and it was actually a replay. So I got to kind of hear some of it again. And so two stories I just want to tell you. What police officer telling this story, right, anonymously, and he says, because this guy's incredible, Jeff Nadolny. Everybody writes into him because he's just a, you know, he's a really cool guy and kind of non-assuming. He
Mhm.
just lets people come in anonymously, or they can say their name, or they can even call him, whatever, email him, whatever. And he just wants to. He's like a database. He just wants to collect these stories, and it's not that he believes every story. It's just that like he gives you his you know he his belief is deep. In other words,
Yeah.
right? So if you're telling a real story, he gets it. He's part Indian, and he kind of gets it. Anyway, so the two stories is one is this cop is telling it anonymously, and he says, they have to go to a domestic disturbance, which are terrible to go to, right? And it was something like the husband was trying to harm the wife with a sword or something. So anyway, they show up and they can hear the woman's yell, "Oh, great, you're going to jail now because they just showed up," or something, something along those lines.
Mhm.
And then there's like shattered window or some crappy noise, and it's like basically, "Oh, we got a runner," so he's out the back, right? And he's just running in his shorts and a shirt and like tennis shoes, trying to get away. And he runs out into the woods, and they chase him for X amount of time, and they find one of his shoes, and they're like, "Okay, well, we're going to call for backup." So I don't know how many yards they went, but I'm going to assume like maybe 100, 200, 300 yards into the woods.
Mhm.
And so they bring the shoe back to the wife, and they go, "Yeah," and confirm, yes, that's his shoe. They don't find this dude for like 3 years. Goes missing persons list, the whole thing, right?
Mm.
Dude, I'm telling you, this is a true story. And so then a hiker or a hunter actually finds the body years later, 3 years later or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's his body, and so they're like, it's a bear attack, right? So all these bear attacks, bears probably only attack like 20% of all the bear attacks you keep hearing about. Like if you like did a whole database of bear attacks, if they even do that, because they hide all this evidence, right? But what the cop was saying was, yeah, that's what we had to go and write all that, right, and do all that procedure and just bury all that, and now it's over, right? So we found the guy, done, right? But what was really going on was that his head was like basically crushed like a walnut.
Oh.
And he goes, for that to have happened was like incredible PSI, like incredible pressure. And he's like, he goes, like, let's put it into perspective. He goes, if I hit you with a baseball bat or, a skull as hard, a living skull with matter in it and everything, as hard as you could with a baseball bat, he goes, that wouldn't even do even a percentage of the damage and it looked like it was all done in one motion. So that's one story.
Wow.
And I don't even know. I think he was probably found like a few miles away later. So it wasn't like 100 yards next to his house, but it was quite a ways in there. I guess in the deep forest, which America has a lot of.
Yeah.
And so the next story is this guy. He ends up taking on a cattle ranch, just to let you know what's out there, And this guy takes on a cattle ranch, and like they invest in it and all that, and it becomes quite lucrative and this and that, and everything's going fine until some cows come up missing. They're like half eaten and stuff like that. And every cow that goes missing is probably worth, I don't know how many thousands of dollars, if not more. And plus, if then there's no offspring, and it can affect your next, your what do they call it? Next time you have cows, and your next season or whatever, right?
Right.
I mean, it'll affect your business. Anyway, so they send the cowboys out there, and they're trying to figure everything out, and then so they had to start doing double shifts, kind of, and stuff like that, and then So one day the cow comes onto something and they're all on the horn, like on the on the walkie talkies, like any because they're looking for whatever's doing this. They're gonna find it. They got to take it down, or they're gonna have to totally move pastures, which would probably be a big deal, I guess. And anyway, so they come across the cows, and they're all huddled in like this one corner of the 40 or whatever, whatever the North 40. And so he goes over there, and in the middle of the cows is something not moving, right? And it's dark, some sort of dark thing. Anyway, so he finally comes up on it, and he realizes it's the bull, right? And the bull is the one that takes care of the flock, I guess if that's what you call it, the cow herd,
Yeah.
right? So kind of protects it. But this bull is dead, and they're all kind of huddled around it. But then when he gets on closer inspection, he realizes that the head was torn off its body.
Oh my.
A bull, like what could do that?
Wow.
And then so they end up shooting this big, gigantic, hairy thing, and they never mention whether or not it was what the face looked like.
Yeah.
And so they shoot it twice. So the cowboy ends up seeing it, right? And then he shoots it twice. And he's on the horn going, "Yeah, I got it." But then it just runs away. Okay, so then this lady finds something on the side of the road, and she's like, this is a werewolf." And then the official report was that it was a bear on the side of the road. But after the bear died, the quote unquote bear, um, then all the attacks on the cows stopped. I mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, so that's the kind of stuff that's going on out there. You know, have you heard much about stuff like this?
I mean,
I'm bringing this to your attention, people, everyone.
yeah.
I'm bringing this to your attention, JoJo, but everyone.
Yeah.
So be careful out in the woods. If you can arm yourself, always go armed, but just know that, like, you know, you, a small sidearm isn't going to help you that much against one of these freaking things.
Right.
And he also said that well, a lot of times the guns aren't going to scare him off. It actually pisses him off. They're highly intelligent, is my conjecture.
Hmm.
And they know when you have a gun. And I also think they know, like, when you're a bad person too, because a lot of times the bad people that go out into the woods, they get messed up. They don't come back. Like, I've heard all kinds of stories, like criminals trying to hide out, and they split and they go out and then they find them like years later, and
Yeah.
they've been eaten and stuff. I don't know. The woods are alive, apparently. I don't know. Everything's alive.
Yeah. That's crazy. I
Okay,
don't
well,
want to go out there anymore.
I know I'm not either.
And I've
I
got
don't
woods
either.
backyard
I know.
a lot. Oh,
Usually, people that tell these stories are like, "Oh, well, don't be okay." Just because we tell this stuff, don't be afraid. Just be prepared when you go out,
just people.
because chances you've seen something like this is slim. And I'm like, no, dude. When you're me, the chances are almost 100%. Like we went up to the up north in California, the Russian River,
Mm-hmm.
and my golden bear, my Reiki spiritualist, she's like, they want to see you when you go up there. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, totally. And they totally showed up. I didn't see any of them, but we heard the hell out of them. They were doing all kinds of weird stuff,
Wow.
like screaming, knocking on trees, and like woke us up every night at 3 in the morning.
See,
And like,
I want
yeah.
to go on an adventure like that, search for Bigfoot. There's a few parks
Ah,
around
it's
here that
cool.
supposedly have a lot of sightings.
Well, I guess it's broken down. There's like good and bad ones, like everything else.
Probably.
And there's like the good ones can like go through portals and like go invisible, and the bad ones are just kind of feral, and they don't. I don't know if they have like groups of the feral one. They might just travel alone. But the dog men are scary.
Oh.
The hounds of hell. That scares the hell out of me.
Mm-hmm.
They're super smart and like maybe even in a way smarter than humans,
Yeah.
you know? Plus, some of them, it's pretty clear they're coming out of like these labs, you know, and the government knows about them, and they're like moving them around, setting them free, capturing them. They got them tracked, and but it's also I think part of this whole like, is evil and as crazy as this sounds. It's also part of like the home defense system in America.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, yeah, I mean,
Crazy.
yeah, they have weapons in America that that we just cannot fathom,
Oh gosh, yeah.
right? They could just hit a death ray and just. Whoop.
Oh yeah.
All right, where are we at now for time though?
All right, let's wrap this one up and to the next.
Okay, bye you guys. We'll see you on the next show. We're gonna do part two. We'll see you then. Boom.
Hey everybody.